Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. We are on the Season 28 Diablo 3 PTR. About 800 Paragon, had a lot of fun with Bone Spear. Going to be doing a guide on that pretty soon. But today what we're going to show you is how to craft your own Primal in Season 28, which is a new mechanic that the game has added for the season. Really powerful, very, very early on. And it's going to be a big help, but it's not busted. We'll talk about what to do. Before we do jump in though, as always guys, thumbs up brightens my day, and let me know how excited are you for Season 28, having seen at least some videos from some pretty nutty stuff. Right, now let's say in Season 27, 26, or in the game in general, what tends to happen is you collect primals, and let's be real, most of them are not usable. You're unlikely to find something really nice like this Crispin Sentence. You're much more likely to find something like the Golem Skin Breaches, and maybe you're not going to make a Legacy of Dreams Necromancer that uses Command Golem, or you're not going to squeeze this into a build, so you think, well, that's a bit of a crappy legendary for me. Or maybe you find a pair of Rathma boots. You're not going to play Rathma, so these are essentially worthless to you. Or maybe you just get them and they don't have the right stats on, so a nice ancient piece is better. Now, it used to be the case that when you salvage these things at Hadrig, you would get 15 Forgotten Souls, and that was a big kick in the balls because realistically there's not much you can do with 15 Forgotten Souls. It's the same as finding 15 regular legendary items or 5 ancient items. You know, just really not worth it. But what happens in Season 28 when you salvage these things, you actually get something called Primordial Ash. So if we salvage 2, each one's worth 55 Primordial Ash. So we get 110 for salvaging 2 random primals. So it looks exactly the same as Forgotten Souls on your little material tab. It would have been nice if they'd done a little bit something different with the art, but I guess it is what it is. Now what we can do now that we've got those materials harvested is we can go to the cube, go to the very back page, page 11, and we can put an item in of our choosing. We hit fill, and it is only 100 Primordial Ash, so 2 random primals in Sanctuary convert to 1 crafted one. Fill her up, hit transmute, and there we go, we have a Primal Ancient Legendary Necromancer offhand. Now, this is obviously really good early on to target stuff, but it's not busted because, as you can see here, you cannot equip more than 1 type. We've already got a Scythe of the Cycle that I've already done this on, so you can't just craft yourself out an entire deck of primals. So I think that was clarified in the patch notes. But I think a lot of us were thinking the leaderboards would look a little bit like Nintendo Switch. It'd be crazy. Everybody would have primals absolutely everywhere. And that isn't the case. But it's still a very powerful mechanic early on because to get your first primal, all you've got to do is clear GR 70. So that is 1 down for you. And obviously with the Altar of Rites, one of the things that we can get here is that we can basically get double primals. Where is the node? Oh, it's here at the bottom. When a primal item drops, a second primal will drop as well. Now, I've experienced this in game. So when the game has dropped a primal, there's been a second one. And I have had a clanmate who said that he got a primal off Kadala. And actually, she gave him 2. It would be tremendous luck to get this for the video. So I don't know whether that was just a pure fluke and he's just hit back-to-back primals and that is a nutty experience, or if indeed it is coded that Kadara will give you primal and then give you primal again. But either which way, what we do know from Kadala for this season, again, in one of the nodes, she has the ability to give us now twice as many legendary items. So again, if we go back to the Altar of Souls, this bottom right one here, double the chance to find a legendary item from Kadala. So in the ideal pathway through this that we did, recommended coming down here so you can grab up this extra legendary from Kadala, extra chance. So what this will do is it will double the chance of finding legendaries. That therefore will double the chance of primals. If it is the case that she does double dip on primals, that would just be absolutely fantastic. So Primordial Dust, I think the simple way of saying this is Primordial Dust is not going to be that rare. It's not going to be quite that hard to get because you're going to get twice as much of it as you would do normally. Every time you finish a GR or do a key run and a primal item drops, you're going to get 2. And Kadala is actually going to treat us right this season. She's not going to be doing us dirty. She's going to be handing out fair value stuff. Thinking about it, it makes rolling for amulets a lot more attractive, because you kind of, one way to look at it is you could just say, well, I'm halving the blood shard cost, because to get a legendary item, I've now got twice the chance. So it would cost me half the number of blood shards as it would do on a normal season. But it is powerful early, because what it allows you to do is you can pick something like the Scythe of the Cycle, which has got a modifier on it. So a weapon, always, because it has a damage roll at the top, it has a modifier, would be an excellent choice to pick. Something like a Crispin Sentence, again, has a damage roll on it. Same for Convention of Elements. Anything like that would be good to find. Plus, if you end up getting yourself a really nice Scythe of the Cycle, or Primal one perhaps natively dropping, well, then you can simply just re-go through this process and craft another Primal. So maybe Lost Time, maybe Haunted Visions on this particular Necromancer. But I do think it's a cool little mechanic. I'm curious to see what happens actually if we salvage this, and whether we get Primordial Dust. Yeah, we get 55. So if you don't like the rolls on whatever it is that you get, you can get basically half off the next one. So you salvage it, you get your 55 Primordial Ash back, and then you just craft it again. Because obviously, being Primal isn't the be-all and end-all. You do need the correct stats on items. Can't stress that enough. But with the ability to essentially, every time you find a Primal now, we can basically have another go at crafting, because we've got the 55 Primordial Ash from the failed attempt back. We then get another one. So we can kind of chain primals into primals into primals, albeit we can only equip one. But if you want to make an ult as an example, slapping on a weapon is going to be pretty handy. So you're going to see some pretty juicy gear early on, I think, because people are going to be using this. So that is it. Curiosity of Lorath Nar is the recipe. I've been the Filthy Casual. I hope you are enjoying this early look at Season 28. Stay tuned for some more videos. I'll be back as soon as I can. Take it easy, guys. Peace.